I wake up today, decided to have my quiet time, and the topic that I got today was talking about God's provision for you, what He has called you for. So, whenever God assigns a job for you or a task for you, He makes the provision, and you go and accomplish the purpose for which He has sent you. But then, when I was going through the whole passage, He began to talk about leadership. I began to read, and the beginning of the article is talking about Moses' leadership, Moses confronting or Moses approaching Pharaoh on behalf of the totality of the Israelites or the people of God. Now, it just paused over there, and I began to deliberate deeply over it. And the first reflection that comes to my mind was the African leaders and the citizens. See, it is about time we stop criticizing our leaders and protect them. The very leader who is putting all his sacrifices, putting down all his comfort zone in order to bring peace to the nation, in order to help all of us to benefit the resources of the country or the resources of the land. They end up, people only see the wrong side they have done, or people only criticize them, they thinking that when you say this to push them to do more. No, see, God hates complaints. God hates criticisms. That seems to be like making the person look nothing, or making the person look that he's not using his wisdom. He's making the person feel senseless. No, whenever God calls a person, whether he's a Christian, accepted Christ or not, God is also concerned about the leadership. God provides the person wisdom and ideas. But one thing we are ignoring, that by words, God created the heavens and the earth. So every word that you speak out of your mouth have an effect on someone or have an effect on something, and definitely it loops up to you. Maybe you think you have the free will, you have the words. Whenever you open your mouth, the words are just coming like that. So you just want to utilize it. But I'm telling you, if you carelessly use your words, it will go back, come against you. To go round, and it will come against you. We should be careful about what we use our words for. If we will use our words to only criticize leaders, I want to tell you, the load on them are so heavy. So it's about time that we speak publicly to support them. We speak publicly to motivate them. If you think that he's doing something wrong, what is your idea? What is your submission? What do you think you can do to support the society? Sometimes he is doing his best, but the very subordinates that are the branches to help are the very people who will sell them to the very enemy who's looking a loophole to penetrate. Brethren, see, the load on leaders are not so easy. Sometimes some choose to give up. Sometimes some wish to give up and then leave the organization to them or to anyone who thinks is powerful to stand. See, every leadership faces giants. Every leadership faces struggle. And we learn that when a body or an item is stable, it's very hard to push. But when we push and begin to run, the effort that you used to push reduces, because whilst it is running, you can add the little that you have on it so that it can run faster. But if you say that you have pushed more, it's not moving, and you give it up, it will not move. It will still remain the same. Brethren, if we will find the best way to approach our leaders with respect and honor, because the weight on them is not easy. Sometimes they have to face the legal enforcement and they have to use their own words to defend themselves. Brethren, it's about time, African leaders, African citizens, do your best to motivate your leaders instead of criticizing them. And because that's what the enemy is looking for. The moment you realize that you are against your leader, you also find a way to support you to against more. And at the end of the day, his aim is to convince you to bring down that good leaders.
And when he's done with him, he's coming to you.
Rise up and be one, and see the vision God is giving unto our leaders. and let's support them. Not only the state, not only the governance level, every part of leadership, especially in the church, in some areas of the organization, you can say that if you don't do your work, I'll sack you. But that is not applied. That is not applied everywhere. And the leader is supposed to carry that load and make sure a thing goes well. Brother, it's time for us to wake up and stop using the leader's name as a topic of discussion or discussing the wrong side of them, but rather let's do our best to motivate them. If you think that he has done something wrong and you are bold enough, go to him personally. Let him know where things are going wrong, and also don't go and just criticize. Go with an idea that I think that if you do it this way, let's try this way and see. If you do it this way, it will work. And let's talk. Otherwise, we will not see the vision God has for us. God give them vision and idea on how to go. So please, African members, African leaders, let's stop criticizing ourselves. Let's stop criticizing our leaders badly. We sell them to the enemy. When we make it, if possible, let's encourage them or motivate them publicly. That's
It's
okay.
about time
But stop
that we protect our
criticizing them wrongly.
and close every loophole
Moses
that
has
the
run
enemy
away
can use
from the very
to
zone that
have
was looking for him
against
to
us.
be killed, and
When
he
we
need to
are
return
united,
back that very
it's
place
impossible for
to make sure
anyone
his
to-
people are being liberated. And you see the risk he took. He took such a risk. But the very people he's come to save are very stubborn. The very people he's come to save is like they are on behalf of the enemy, and they enjoy where they are. You see, whenever God bring a leader, don't consider him useless. Consider him a way that you can help to make sure an situation or a situation become better. Jesus, if we claim that Moses was doing something wrong, he has to face that kind of atrocities, that kind of judgment, that kind of approach, making him feel and lose his confidence. In fact, it's not easy. It isn't easy. See, if we claim that Moses was wrong, okay, his backers were opposing them. Okay, how about Jesus? How about Jesus? God becoming flesh. Was he also wrong? Was he also wrong? The very people he's come to save are the very people who hung him on the cross. The very people he's come to save are the very people who betrayed him, who handed him over to the very enemy who want to eliminate him. But because of the purpose for which he has to allow such, he made it possible so that through his suffering and his trauma, his frustrations and disgrace and the shames, the pains, we will have our freedom. Brethren, if you are not there, if you have not experienced the burden, the weight they carry, it is easy for you to criticize. But just get there and you understand the equation. Stay blessed and stop criticizing your leaders wrongly. As we meet another time, God bless you.